Viewers, time to see how the players are feeling about the impending round table. Will the energy be as hesitant as the last night? Will the traitors be able to stay in the shadows, or will the faithful finally make their move? Players, the stakes are high. So far, only faithful have been eliminated from the game, but it's your time to change the game. We are on day 3 of an 8-day stay at my castle. And this round table might be your last chance to shift the balance in favor of the faithful. Who's hiding secrets? Who's deceiving you? The traitors are waiting for you to slip up. Players, make your case, share your suspicions, and convince the group. Will you seize this opportunity? Players, the floor is yours.
Silence.
Okay, you know what?
Right. Don't
I'll go.
everybody talk at once.
I'll go. So there has been some discussion regarding you, Jonathan. Just something about the first night when we all received the 5 shields. There was a conversation that I can't remember who else was in the conversation that you were repeatedly saying about if you get the shield this time, I'm going to give up the shield next time. And then yesterday when you were talking, you you were kind of like putting yourself out there, I know, with the accusation, but then you were making a point of saying, if I get, I'm probably going to get murdered, probably going to get murdered, probably going to get murdered. And I think maybe that just has made some people a little bit curious as to you. And I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay, well, I've been hearing the opposite. So I hear that people trust me. I think I'm very obviously faithful for the most part. People think that. That first night, the only thing I heard about that was that like someone said that I fumbled on my words in the sense of like I was like it's a stipulation that I put in there because I was like, oh, if I don't say like if people presume that I'm going to be here, or if I presume that I'm going to be here and not say like, well, if I'm not murdered, then I would just be like, well, why does he think that? So I'm like, that's why I just kind of put that in there. I'm like, well, if I am here. Um, but to me, that wasn't like I don't think I was fumbling. I did that on purpose so that you wouldn't make it what I was saying previously suspicious. I think I'm like a big contender to be murdered, so that's why I wanted the shield. And I did say, when it comes around, we have to pick next time or whatever, then that's fine. I think it's only fair that multiple people get it.
Right.
So, I think I'm one of the people who is leading in conversations and coming up with ideas and speculation and trying to figure it out. And I think that's super obvious. So if you write my name down and you think that, and I'm a traitor, you are going to be sorely mistaken. And I think that you should look at those people who do if I go. But I think like if you're questioning the little things that like the smallest things with me, I think there's much bigger questions to be asked of other people in this game who've done crazy things, who've done bigger things, who've done things that are like big question marks around them. That's not me.
Can you tell us what some of those big,
You,
busy,
Tina, you,
what?
you, and people
What
have
have
been
I
talking about
done?
it. Well, the first night you went so hard for Brad, and then it's as soon as the traders were announced that night and would have gotten together, it was a 180. And it was like, no, we had a good conversation. How does having a good conversation with someone allow you to just know that they're not a trader? That's connecting with them for
And
sure.
I'll
But
tell you exactly why. Because Brad knew I was gunning for him. I threw his name out. So he and I had a conversation. And based on what he told me, I was like, okay, I actually do know Brad from previous games. He was open and honest with me. So he changed my mind. It wasn't it wasn't like a whatever coming to Jesus moment. It was like he reminded me of the person that he is.
mhm.
That's all it
Well,
was.
and I'm not saying Brad's necessarily a traitor. I'm just saying traders would have spoken that night, and it clearly wasn't in their narrative anymore. I think it's just like a big 180 change. And for me, and for a lot of other people today, because people have been talking about it, it's that perspective is really sus and really, Just it just doesn't add up. There's something also, I mean, I don't want to cross gameplay, but I did play the mole with you, and to me, the behavior that you had in the mole as the mole is maybe just you, but it's very similar in this game. So it does, for me personally, put a big question mark around that. I also think that
Well, that's why you told me in the mole you could see that I had a weight on my shoulders, but this time it's different.
I
I don't,
actually
I'm
disagree with
oh,
what you're saying, Tina, because when I played with you in previous games, you don't come out hard and strong like what you did in the mole and you did in this game. You honestly came out, you didn't just throw out Brad's name, you threw out Jonathan's name as well. Then we're saying how good of a player that Chell was, and he's gone. And then I find it very suspicious that because Jonathan voted for Patrice, then that was the murder. Like, so I don't think, Jonathan, that you are a traitor. I would just base it on it would be too obvious for you to vote out somebody that you voted for previously.
I
That
would
doesn't
never do
make
something
any
like
Right.
that.
sense.
and that's a point I was going to
That would
bring up
be a
as well.
stupid traitor move.
Take into consideration the murder that just happened.
You
I don't think
guys,
that's a smart move
I'm
for
telling
Jonathan
you
to
right
do.
now, I'm telling you, you are going down the wrong path. If you vote me, if you banish me tonight, you're getting out of faithful. And I'm
Then you
telling
gotta give
you,
us a different name than
100%.
Jonathan,
Yeah,
because
but you know
that
what?
doesn't make any sense right now.
And
I'd like to say
Chell
something too.
tonight put in a lot of good points too that caused more suspicion against you.
So I want to say something too, and I'm not, Tina, I'm not saying anything against you, or this is going to sound like I'm defending Jonathan, but it's not defending Jonathan to implicate you. I'm just going to say something personally. I told the group of people that I've been chatting with today, I swear on my life, my dog's life, my house, my parents' lives, I'm a faithful. I don't say those things lightly. And I kind of wanted to test Jonathan today. And in a conversation with him, and I forget who else was there, I said that, and he said, with his dog in his arms, he said, "Oh my God, I swear to God, this dog is my life." And I'm thinking, man, if you said that and you don't mean it, you are a horrible person. So
I would never do that.
I
Of
hope you
course,
meant,
and I meant
Jonathan, I
it,
hope
and
you
I'll
meant it like I
I'll
meant it.
double down on it. I
And
would never, if you know anything about me and animals, I would never in my life say that if I didn't mean it. I'm 100% a faithful.
I
Well, I
think
will
it's
say, oh, go ahead.
no, Brandon, go ahead, talk.
I've been, I will bring up another name. I've been hearing your name a lot, Stick, saying you threw me under the bus last week,
I told you I did. I
saying
was
that
honest with you.
you think I'm weak, that I'd
I
be a
never
weak
said that
ass
you were weak.
traitor.
Ever. I
no,
never
she was
said you were
No,
weak.
No,
she
I
didn't
can
say that
vouch. I
this
didn't
I
hear
week.
said
that
that
at all.
you
That
were
did not
not
happen.
it was
here.
more
I never
she
said
was
you were
If
it was
weak.
anything, she
because you
thought you were
weren't
the
here,
strong player.
Jordan.
I started a conversation just to get the ball rolling, Brandon. That was it. And it was just, you weren't there. So I was like, well, you never know. Anybody could be the traitor. And Tina defended you. And I said, that's fine, but he's just not here. And then that was it. Brandon, don't get so upset
I'm
at
just saying,
me.
I don't like people calling my name out because I'm not there, because
This
I
is a
even
game,
told
Brandon.
everyone ahead of time I was going to be late to the game because of my
Right.
show,
Then
my game, I
when I
mean.
knew that, Brandon, I told you the truth. You came and you confronted me in a breakout room, and I said, yes, I did. I did realize that. I also realized that you started your job at noon, but I wanted to get the ball rolling conversation
Right.
in the round table.
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe that Jordan was really just trying to make a point that like you weren't there that day. I don't think it was anything
And I
like
don't think
anything
it
It
was
wasn't
behind
malicious.
it.
personal.
It
No,
I
it
think
wasn't
it
wasn't
was more of
involved.
an
personal.
more of an
It wasn't
observation that you
malicious.
weren't there, so that was something to go on.
Yeah.
I think that's what it
Does
was.
anyone have a name besides mine? Because I am telling you truly, everyone, I am not a traitor. I'm a faithful. I'm telling you honestly.
I mean,
I
everyone's
mean,
been in
I don't have a
conversations.
vote. I just got back in, so I don't really have anything as of right now.
Everyone's been in conversations today, so it'd be really nice if people besides me and Anthony and Jonathan and Tina spoke out because everyone's been in part of conversations today. So it kind of looks shady when you guys are saying stuff and then we get to the round table and you just keep your mouth shut.
I'll throw it out there that I was the one that told you guys about what happened with Jonathan. I told Jonathan that I threw his name out. But the only reason that I told him was because after the first night, he messaged me right away. And I thought it was because somebody told him that I said it. Um, and so that's what I told people a little bit earlier. I will have to admit, Tina, and I don't make this personal. I'm a little afraid of you just because you were very vocal in the first night. And so when I was talking about the whole Jonathan situation, I was about to go into the situation about you and Brad and everything. But I just didn't want to speak up about it because I was just a little nervous with you in the room.
All right, so I appreciate you telling me that, but being vocal doesn't make you a traitor. Being vocal just makes you a big mouth. And my
Yeah.
mouth always gets me in trouble in these games because I don't know when to shut up.
Yeah,
You know?
sorry, it wasn't just you being vocal, it was the whole switch up as well. Because on the first night, I really thought Brad was okay. And then when you came up with this whole, not came up with, you told us what happened with the breakout rooms, and then all of a sudden it switched. That's the only reason why I voted for Caleb was because I felt like, okay, yeah. So I'm really sorry. I don't.
I can comment too on being vocal. So, first of all, I said this to someone else today when Stick's name was brought up. I said, I played with Stick before. That is Stick. If Stick will call out shit as she sees it, okay? It doesn't mean shit. That's just who Stick is.
That is
So, to Tina's point, like being vocal, yeah, you can't just rest your laurels on that. There has to be a little bit more.
Mm.
Like, so Tina, if you recall, you gave me crap for talking about video games, but you were just fucking pissed off because I was off topic.
Well, that wasn't that was
Stick.
that was
Stick,
me.
sorry.
I
Stick,
did
not
that.
Tina, sorry. And that didn't mean you were a traitor. You were just
They're
pissed
going
off
to
because
banish
I
me
was off
tonight,
topic.
and
I
I'm
was just wanting to talk about the game, and I was like, "Why are you talking about video games?" That was it. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
and I mean, go Patrice. No, you go.
no, I was about to say, Tina, like, just defend yourself more if you feel like you have to. Like,
I don't know what else to tell everybody. I mean, I am not a traitor. I am not a traitor. I'm not a traitor. Okay. Just because I targeted people on certain nights and changed my mind just makes me a female that changes my mind. It doesn't make me a traitor. I am not. Have I gone anybody?
I want to speak
I'm
up, Tina.
sorry. I'm really upset right now because I feel like I'm about to be voted out of a game that I'm really enjoying playing, and you guys are going to do the wrong thing.
Can I
It's
speak up
not
just a
me.
second? Like, I want to just say, like, personally, I appreciate the way that you, because I did hear, you were saying my name, and I came into this, you're the only one I knew. And so I was like, Tina, like, this is what's going on in my life, and this is what I was just dealing with. And I just want to say I appreciate your graciousness because you heard me. And I'll be honest, like tonight, because, and I want to tell some of you guys, or tell whoever wants to hear, like, I've had a big day, like, with a project I've been working on that I think is really going to help kids' lives. Like, I'm very excited about it. And so I'm not, I wasn't able to pay attention to the roundtables, but um, I just want to tell you personally, like, and again, I don't know what's happening tonight, but I want to appreciate the fact that you heard me and I didn't see that as, obviously I'm not a trader, so I don't think we got in the turret and you all and me, that would be very sus if you did, but like you were just a human. I appreciate the way you handled it as a human. So thank you.
Yeah.
I felt heard by you.
And that's what I try to do. And that's maybe why the rest of you are seeing like a total flip on how I feel about some people is it only takes one conversation for me to actually truly listen to what somebody is telling me and say, you know what? I was wrong.
mm.
And that
Well,
makes me
Tina,
a faithful person, not a traitor.
Does
So
anybody else have any other names though besides like Tina and like
I was just gonna add to what Tina just said. I'm hearing the conversations going on, and I remember a moment where it was just Tina and I in a room, and we kind of talked, and it was right after we had did the first round table, and I honestly, I felt genuineness from you, Tina, and I feel like there's so much more to this game, so much more to what people say, and there's just too little to just be like, yeah, it's for sure, Tina. That's just my opinion on it.
I
Tina,
think
I
that's
think you
thank
are.
you, Matt.
I think
I
you are
think that's also the
defending
thing with.
yourself pretty well, Tina. I think you're really convincing. I
I just
I mean,
I
sorry,
don't think we
continue.
can be 100% on anyone. It's
Right.
but for me, I have to eliminate my biggest question mark. And if we're not doing that, then what are we doing? And it doesn't listen, there's great people in this game. We're not saying anything about anyone personally. We're just talking about how it's come about.
Yeah, but I'm
And
saying that Tina might be less of a question mark for me now, and probably for other
Jonathan, I
people.
shouldn't be your biggest question mark.
you are,
And you
and
are
I'm sorry
mine.
to say.
I
And then
have
so be
a
it.
question about that because, like in the breakout room, like Tina, you said you now trust Jonathan. So was there another conversation like
You
in
also said that
between?
you thought I was set up by the traders tonight. So how am I both a trader and set up by the traders?
Just the fact that you're turning on me right now. But, well, I'm going to be honest. You want honesty? I'm going to give you honesty.
Okay, but that's not
You're
about
turning
okay.
on me right now.
Tina, I think it's fair to say that he's not the only person that has been saying that stuff. I think it's kind of stuck. That first night is stuck in quite a few people's minds. Um,
All right.
I'll say up
Okay,
to
so
that.
the first night I came out really strong on Brad. And
No,
Helen,
you were
Silence,
still.
players. The time is talking has passed, and it is now a time
um,
for action. Please mute.
doing the wrong thing.
Please mute everybody.
Oh,
First, if the player who holds the mystery power would like to activate it at this time, please unmute and let us know.
You know what, Phil? Yes, I will activate my power.
All right, Brandon has activated his power, which is a super shield. Brandon cannot get votes tonight, nor can he be murdered by the traitors later on tonight. Everybody else, please, and Brandon still gets to vote. Still gets to vote. Please write down the name of the player you think is a traitor that you want banished from the game. Reminder to hold it up with the name facing you. Don't show it to the camera. Name facing you. And once your paper is up, do not let it leave the screen. Matt, if you can hold yours up a little bit higher, that'd be great. And I think we just are waiting for Stick. No mistakes this season, Stick. I'm gonna get your votes. All right. All right, here we go. We're going to start tonight. And remember, you show your vote and reveal why. We're going to start with Jonathan.
I'm voting for this person. I think it's pretty obvious, but it's my biggest question mark, and I just don't know that I got the answers to, you know, to it. So I'm voting for Tina.
Victoria. Please mute, Jonathan.
I also voted for Tina. I'm really sorry if I'm wrong. I just think the switch up with the suspicions was suspicious to me.
Okay. We're going to go to Melissa.
I'm also voting for Tina. My reason being, again, is the whole you Brad thing. And it to me it solidified what Chell was saying in the break rooms tonight. Just about your gameplay and your character and mannerisms are similar to that when he played with you in the mole and you being the mole. So for me, that was enough evidence for me to have a big question mark for you. And if I'm wrong, I'm really sorry.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. Adam.
Okay, I also voted for Tina. I think Jonathan defended himself better tonight, which made me more convinced that he was the more innocent. So I think, unfortunately, Tina, you did not convince me as much.
All right, please mute. And we're going to go to Daniel.
Ended up switching. Just something in my gut's telling me that this person is, and it's Tina.
All right, thank you, Daniel. We're going to go to Tina. Tina. Oh, you need to unmute, Tina.
Sorry, my Zoom is being unstable. I voted for Jonathan because I didn't ask.
Okay, please mute. Fuck yeah. And we're going to Stick. Please mute. Okay, good. Stick.
Um, Voting, okay. Well, the murder of Patrice tonight, Jonathan would never do that. That would be too smart. Sorry. Sorry, that would be a stupid traitor move. Sorry, Tina.
We are going to go to Matt.
So I go off genuine vibes, and I voted for the person that I really have damn near minimal vibes with. So I went ahead and voted for Stick.
All right. We are going to go to Brandon.
Honestly, I was originally gonna vote you, Tina, but then I was changing. I changed at the last second, which now I'm regretting, but I'm so sorry, Brad, but I voted you.
Okay. And we are going to go to Anthony.
So anybody that knows me well knows how much I love animals, and I didn't know what the hell to do tonight. I really didn't. And when I asked Jonathan with his damn dog in his lap if you would swear on your dog like I do on mine, and I mean, I gotta believe only a horrible person would say, I swear on my dog, I'm a faithful. I'm so sorry. I voted for Tina. It was down to two.
All right, please mute. And Brad.
I just felt like I came into this. I missed the conversation because of work, and so I just honestly I burned a vote. I voted for my buddy Victoria, and I also wrote not you because I don't think it's you. But I didn't feel like I had enough knowledge to make a decision, and that may cost me. But I just didn't feel right to make a decision because I wasn't there for the breakout rooms. So, and I don't think it's you, Victoria.
All right, please mute. All right. Everybody but Tina, please turn off your cameras. Tina, you have been banished from the group. Before you are completely set adrift and outcasted from this game, please say your goodbyes and please reveal to the group whether you are in fact a traitor or simply one of the faithful.
You guys have made an epic mistake. Epic. You can't always look at somebody's past gameplay or how they're playing in this game. You have to look at motives. Okay? People change their minds. They, it only takes one conversation to sway somebody from thinking one way to another way. You guys, you screwed up. And I don't care if you sat there and swore with the dog on your lap. You lied. I was a faithful.
Thank you, Tina. We will see you again soon. Everybody else, you can turn on your cameras and unmute.
Well, that was a little heated.
We got it wrong.
I had a
All
gut
right.
feeling it wasn't Tina, but also
I did as well.
And I'm not saying now I think, oh, it's Jonathan because it's not Tina. I'm
And
not saying that
it's
at
No.
all.
100% not
So
me. And
we
I'm
are on the
glad
wrong path.
we are
That's
on the
all I'm
wrong
gonna
path.
say.
And I'm
sorry,
glad that we
Brad,
got that
like
question out there.
the only
Absolutely.
reason I voted you, Brad, was because I did not have enough information.
Brandon, I'll go ahead and tell you, my friend, I would have voted for you if you hadn't done that to burn a vote. So I don't have any problem because again, that my intention. I knew that I didn't have any knowledge, and so I thought I haven't talked to you today, and I don't think anybody's going to vote for you, which is why, like, I was trying to pick someone that no one else would vote for because I don't want my vote to count because I
And
don't.
last week, you were going to be my vote last week.
Sure.
Just, I was literally shy of.
But haven't you looked at her verbal non-communication, like during the whole thing? Like she's either a really good actress or she
Yeah.
wasn't a traitor at all. Like I could feel her being really emotional, talking
Yeah.
to the person. Like, and I tried to say like I feel like you're very convincing. I'm even the one who had a question mark on her, but I feel like she was pretty convincing, or she was a great actress. So.
But she did that. Like for me, she did that in the mall. So I was
Same
like,
here.
I
I
saw
have to
that.
say that too. I saw
Yeah.
the acting too. Like I was burned. So,
Mm, yeah,
And
maybe.
it
and I'm
was
trying not to
interesting.
let past games influence me in this one, but like I said, it was down to two, and I couldn't
At
put
least now we
Jonathan up
know.
there.
One of the
At least
things
now
that
we know.
influenced
Well,
Yeah.
me to go that way was the fact that people that have known her before were also questioning her. And I'm a dog lover too. I have two dogs, and I agree with Anthony. If Jonathan was to hold his dog and swear on that dog's life, it
and
would make
and
him a
and
very vile
you'll
person.
see. I promise you, I
Yeah,
would
no,
never do that
Can we?
ever,
I
Well,
mean,
ever.
in
tisk,
my mind, you
tisk, tisk, tisk,
Oh gosh, Phil.
faithful. Another elimination has gone awry, and the traitors remain one step ahead of you. Your power is waning, while the traitors' momentum is growing. It's time for a change. Tomorrow, you need to regroup and strategize to take back control. Faithfuls, please unite and work together to outsmart the traitors. I'm going to give you guys a moment to discuss and plan out the next move for the end of the night. The fate of the game hangs in the balance.